I'm really freaking good at Tetris. The first time I ever played it was on the NES. My dad got the console from his friend, along with a buttload of awesome games like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out!, Contra, and what I now know is a bootleg of Super Mario Bros. 3. It also came with Tetris, but I took one look at that cart and tossed it aside. Why the heck would I want to play some dumb game about shapes when I could play games that looked like Battle of Olympus and Strider? And I did. I shot dudes, whipped ghouls, and got really confused seeing a side-scrolling Link. But then one morning, I came downstairs and saw my dad playing Tetris. I saw him placing pieces, clearing lines, and sending rockets into space. And like most kids my age, I wanted to be my dad, so you bet your butt I was gonna play it when he was done. And that was pretty much that. From that point forward, I'd take any excuse to play Tetris. Everything just fits in a very specific way, and I know exactly how to put all those pieces together. I even love when I've put myself into a gigantic mess, because cleaning up and getting out of it is just so damn satisfying. Sometimes I lie in bed at night, eyes closed, and clear lines in my head. It's always been very calming, meditative, peaceful to me. It's my go-to game for when I'm stressed. And I cut my teeth on the era of Tetris when there was no holding pieces and no guide to let you know exactly where everything was going to fall. In my day, if you got a long piece, you were using it right then and there, and you better hope you've got it lined up properly. Now, most Tetris games include both of these, and all I have to say about that is, please, for the love of God, do not take them away from me.
Yes, Tetris! Side!
Being pretty dang good at Tetris for all those years was the reason I was so excited to dominate in Tetris 99, which is basically Tetris Battle Royale. However, I couldn't have misjudged myself or the situation worse. I've played more than 10 hours of this game and still haven't managed to win. Getting smoked in a matter of seconds leaves me dumbfounded. 1 second I've got a good chance of taking it all, the other, my screen fills with garbage so fast I get whiplash. And then there are times when the game starts and literally everyone is targeting you. Like, what did I do to deserve this? It's gotten to the point where I've realized that I may not actually be as good at Tetris as I thought. I might actually need to learn a very specific technique that has eluded me for years. The T-spin. See, I've never even tried to learn how to do one, and before I started this, I barely knew where to start. For me, Tetris has always been about trying to fit all of those Tetromino together to make one big solid block, before using a long boy to score a Tetris. So you can imagine how hard it must be to snap out of trying to build that perfect rectangle, and snap into making a bunch of patterns like this. Holy crap. I went from thinking I knew Tetris in and out to feeling like a beginner. From knowing exactly where to put each and every piece I got to not even knowing where to start. Tutorials on YouTube helped me out in the beginning, but once I got the basics of what a T-spin required, I took to it on my own as I had with Tetris all those years ago. I started with T-spin doubles, which seemed like the easiest to pull off. Honestly, I'm still on T-spin doubles because they're the easiest to pull off. Tetris became a slower game for me at this point, which I knew would be a problem once I hit those higher levels. I wasn't always successful in setting them up, but remembering that little notch you need over your T-shaped hole helped a lot. It felt awesome nailing a T-spin. That over-exaggerated click you hear when you're about to lock one in is just amazing.
Algorithm!
But the thing is, I don't know that I was having fun doing this. I was overthinking how I was putting my pieces together and trying my hardest to make T-shapes as much as I could. I forgot about every other aspect of the game. My boards were a bit of a mess, and more than anything, I was just frustrated. A game that I came to relax was now a game that I was beginning to hate. See, I was trying to corner my creativity into a new rule set, but who was I trying to impress? Who was I trying to beat? Some random person among 97 other strangers? That's not really what I've ever come to Tetris for. I have played multiplayer Tetris in the past, but even there, it wasn't really about being better than anyone. It was just cool as hell to be playing Tetris with my dad. And throughout the years, I've played a lot of cool different types of Tetris. In Tetris Effect, I just sit back, relax, and soak in the experience, not worrying about my score. You know, just getting weirdly emotional in the middle of all that world music. And if I'm in VR, clenching my teeth until my jaw hurts. When I play Tetris Battle Gaiden, it's all about denying my opponent the magic pieces and creating patterns that optimize clearing those lines. Then I can use that magic that I collect to drop some real bullshit on them, like preventing their pieces from dropping or making a nice little slot on my end for a long piece to slide into. It's never really about playing good Tetris, it's more about being a huge asshole. And if I'm playing Puyo Puyo Tetris, I just play regular Tetris because I suck at Puyo Puyo. But in the end, I've realized that high-level competitive Tetris just isn't for me. And that's not only fine, it's great. The fact that games speak to people in different ways is fantastic, even if that means me getting decimated whenever I play Tetris 99. And yes, I'll still keep trying to win a round, but I'm doing it my way and only trying for a T-spin when the opportunity presents itself. Because nailing a T-spin feels great, but nothing beats the feeling of constructing a tower of Tetramino and then knocking it down.
Yes, Tetris!
And that's why I play Tetris.